If you're familiar at all with cycling or training for cycling, you may have heard of the term watts or power. And I'm not going to go into too much detail today about what exactly that number is or why it's helpful for training, although it's very helpful for training. What I want to talk to you today about is two options that we recommend in the shop for how to actually measure and read that number. Now, there are many devices which can give you some reading of power. However, we do find that direct strain measurement systems such as crankset and pedal-based power meters are the most effective, most consistent, and most reliable for measuring power. And I'm going to talk to you today about the differences between these two devices. Cranksets are the oldest form of a power meter. They were the earliest type of power meter developed, and therefore you will find the most varieties, but also the most reliability in a crankset-based power meter. Now, some great things about this method of measuring power is that it's extremely reliable. Like I said, it's been around for a long time. It has a lower rotational weight, we'll see, than the pedal-based power meters. You see that most of the electronics, the additional weight over another type of crankset is all centralized closer to the rotational axis. You're going to be pushing less weight on each pedal rotation. All of the components are closer into the bike. It's not at the extremities of the crank arm like you will see with the pedals. And typically, these are the most accurate power meters that you'll find. They measure force, obviously, between the spider and the actual chain rings. So whether you're applying force on the left side or the right side, it will measure that output. One of the drawbacks of a crank-based power meter is that it's going to be very important that you select the right specification so that it is compatible with your bike. Now, the spindle width, the bottom bracket shell width, the bottom bracket type, all of these are going to have an impact on what power meter you should choose. So we definitely recommend coming into the shop and talking to us about which one you should select to purchase. You'll also need specialized tools to install this power meter, and they're not always, if you have multiple bikes, they're not always going to be compatible between one bike and another. So you definitely want to come into the store and make sure that you have this correct one for your bike and then keep it on that one bike. Now, on the other hand, we have pedal-based power meters. These are a little bit newer, and we recommend typically two varieties, either power taps, which are the pedals that I have here, or a Garmin Vector system. One of the benefits of pedal-based power meters is that they're going to be extremely easy to install because every bike uses pedals and most pedals have the same thread size. It's going to be easy to swap that out from one bike to another. Some of the drawbacks of a pedal-based system is that they're going to be a little bit heavier than your standard pedal. For example, the Garmin Vector 3 pedals are about 70 grams heavier than the Ultegra pedals, for example. And 70 grams might not seem like much, however, when you consider that that weight is at the extremity of the pedal stroke, pushing that 70 grams over with each pedal stroke, sometimes up to 90 or 100 times per minute, is going to add up over the course of a long ride. So if you want to save weight, typically we would recommend the crank-based power meter system. Also consider that the electronics, the delicate parts of the bike are going to be on the pedal, so those pedals are going to be in a little bit more of an exposed spot. If you accidentally crash them into something or bang them when you're moving your bike around, you're going to see the potential for a little bit more damage with a pedal-based system over a crankset. However, these are the systems that we recommend most highly. There are many systems for measuring power. However, we see the most consistency, reliability, and accuracy with a crank and pedal-based system. So if you would like help deciding what power meter system is right for you, our mechanic Andrew is of course happy to talk through that decision with you and help you make a decision as to which system would be better for you. Of course, please come down to the shop and give us a call if you have any questions. And of course, if you do decide to purchase a power meter through us, we're happy to install that on your bike free of charge. Thanks.